What's going on, y'all? We've been talking about free Jahlil Okafor for a long time, and this thing finally happened. I'm going to be using this video to address my thoughts on this trade, the Jahlil Okafor trade. And, you know, for those, I know a lot of people might be thinking, like, you know, this isn't that big of a deal because, you know, these players being tossed around in this trade really aren't significant, but Jahlil Okafor is probably underrated in terms of, you know, how much you should be paying attention to him, because this is a guy that was picked with the 3rd overall draft choice in 2015. I mean, that's the same exact draft class as like Porzingis and Towns and Russell. I mean, that's recent, very recent. He's in his 3rd season and he's not playing. However, he's shown signs. They just haven't played him because of various reasons. You know, he doesn't really fit with the team, stuff like that, other stuff. But the main thing here is that he's finally freed because he wasn't playing. I don't believe he's even played a minute this year. Maybe he has, but if I'm mistaken, you know, my bad. But if he has played any minutes, it's not like those minutes have been significant at all, because I haven't seen him on the floor. I don't think he's been on the floor once. So Jahlil Okafor now is over on the Brooklyn Nets, a team, yeah, one of the worst teams in the league. However, this is a team that is, you know, trending upwards because they got D'Angelo Russell. He's injured, but he's going to come back, and he has been good for them. And now they just picked up Jahlil Okafor, and in exchange for Jahlil Okafor, they gave up Trevor Booker. They also got Nick Stauskas and a 2019 second-round pick. For the new Brooklyn Nets, I mean, this is like a no-brainer. I don't know why you wouldn't do this trade. This is a beautiful trade for the Brooklyn Nets. Absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to act like they just won the lottery or anything, because we really don't know how good Jahlil Okafor is. But that's the thing. We don't know how good Jahlil Okafor is. He, you know, at the lowest could be a quality player that could get rotation minutes. However, at his highest, you know, he could be a big-time scorer. I'm not going to say how big of a scorer the guy could be. However, Jahlil Okafor has shown signs of being a supreme post presence, and he's got some moves. He's kind of quick. He can shoot the mid a little bit, but he's a post-scoring big man who, you know, really hasn't shown a lot on defense, but he can contribute in a number of ways that didn't fit the Sixers. However, I think that the Brooklyn Nets will use this guy immediately and, you know, try to get whatever they can out of him. And for the Brooklyn Nets, it's like, man, you really didn't give up anything to get this. Trevor Booker, yeah, I know he's not bad player, but he's not like the type of guy that you'd say is like untouchable or that demands a high value, because Trevor Booker is a veteran player who has already hit his ceiling, and he's just like an okay role player at best. And, you know, he was playing on one of the worst teams in the league while being that guy. So, you know, on the Sixers, he's going to come off the bench if he gets minutes. I think he will get some minutes. I don't think they're just going to not use him because, I mean, they obviously wanted him. They got him. So I'm assuming they're not going to just waste Trevor Booker. But, you know, I think he can come off the bench and do a little something off the bench, play a little bit, and, you know, just provide some support for that team. The Sixers are definitely getting better with this trade. I mean, they gave up a guy that they didn't play, and Nick Stauskas, another guy that didn't play, and a 2019 second-round pick, which is basically nothing, for Trevor Booker. So this is like easily a win-win trade. It's not like one team finessed the other. Like when you think about it, Philly really didn't give up anything to get Trevor Booker, who isn't that much, but he's still a little bit of a boost, just a tiny bit. And the Brooklyn Nets, they got Jahlil Okafor, who's a guy that they can, you know, try to build into something, because, you know, they got rid of Trevor Booker, who really isn't anything for them. I mean, he was decent, like I said, but he's a veteran player. He's not one of those guys that you need if you're a super young team, unless you want a guy in the locker room. But, you know, that's not something that you can't look at a certain player and be like, oh, well, we got to keep him because our locker room. No, I mean, if you want to get a guy like Jahlil Okafor, this is definitely a no-brainer. So obviously for the Brooklyn Nets, I think they got exactly what they wanted. The real question here is, how good can Jahlil Okafor be? Can he still, function as a starter in the NBA, a good one? Can he become a star? That's a little bit far-fetched if you ask me, just because not only in today's NBA, that just doesn't really seem like a possibility, and the fact that this is a guy that hasn't played on Philadelphia. I know he's not that bad. I'm just saying, if this guy had star potential, I think that he would be playing a little bit. But hey, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe this guy can become something. I know that he had some big games earlier in his career, maybe not some monster 30 and 10 games, but I know that he had some good performances at the very least. So obviously you look at this guy and see if he can help you, and if he's a complete bust, then fine. I mean, that was a good chance to take. It's not a big risk. Trevor Booker is not valuable enough for you to, say, oh man, we wasted Trevor Booker on this guy who didn't turn out to be anything. Like, no one's gonna care. No offense, Trevor Booker, you're not a bad player, but it's like, the Nets really don't care about Trevor Booker. He was just a guy to fill up a roster spot, essentially, I think. And when he got there, they were saying, if they could make him into a better player, and I don't know. I mean, he's just one of those guys you don't really think about a lot because he's not really relevant for anything. Except for that awesome over the head tap buzzer beater that he hit against the Thunder a few years ago. That will go down in history as like one of the greatest shots ever. But I'm off topic. That's probably gonna do it. I mean, there isn't that much to be said. Like I said, the main important thing to be talking about with this is not like the actual trade itself, but Jahlil Okafor in Brooklyn. What is he gonna be? How is he going to pair with D'Angelo Russell? And, I mean, I don't think Nick Stauskas is going to do anything. I think, he's pretty much established himself as a draft bust overall. Not that big of a draft bust, but still a draft bust because he was taken, I believe, in the top 10. And he's nobody. He's just one of these guys going to be out of the NBA in a few years. So that's kind of sad, but otherwise, both teams get a W for this. I don't think I can say anyone just got a massive W. Like, the Nets basically gave up nothing to get Jahlil Okafor, and I guess that's like a pretty big W, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, well, Jahlil Okafor didn't have any value to him anyway. Did he really have a lot of value? I guess if you can take one thing from this trade, it's like, the Sixers let the Nets get Jahlil Okafor so easily. They didn't really give them that much. So I guess you could say the Sixers could have got more, but then again, it's like, well, other teams are offering more. So, the Sixers offered the least, and the Nets pulled the trigger, and I don't think that the Sixers really cared that much. I know they don't think they were going to get a ton back, but, they were like, all right, Trevor Booker, that's fine, whatever, we'll take it. We don't really need to do this with Jahlil Okafor. Like, we don't really need him on our team anymore. He's not really doing anything for us, obviously. We just want to get rid of him, so, that's cool. But yeah, let's see what happens. What do you guys think is going to result of this? You think Jahlil Okafor is going to break out and become a star? You think he's going to be a bust on the Nets? Let me know in the comment section. Also, tell me what you want me to talk about on this channel. Subscribe if you're new, like if you enjoy, and that's it. Peace out.